roster recently with that pickup of Cyanide VR, someone we've all seen around for a little while. So very excited to see what they do here against this 2 and 3 team Genesis as we launch out now. And this first joust taken handily by Galaxy, but then turned over to Genesis, who they rushed down, get that, and are able to put that one in for two. H20 there, pop that one in just 10 seconds into round one. Excuse me. Couldn't find my mute button fast enough. So now it will be Galaxy with the joust advantage. They come out here. Who's going to be? It's Grief with the disc. Goes down to Cyanide. Cyanide going cross court to Furcar. Furcar going to that far tube. Chucky Joseph right back to Furcar. Is going to dump that one right back in the hands of Grief there. Going to try to open up some passing lanes. Tries to find Furcar. Doesn't connect. Hayden's going to pick that one up. He's going to back pass that one to his goalie, Jay Tabeka. And that is Azon getting on his back, looking for maybe a dribble or a clear and boost. Not clean. Not too clean, but it is Caden there to recover that one. Go for that pass to Azon. Azon now coming from that left corner block with the duck, but what a grab there by Grief. Oh, he sends that one back down to mid. And so will be Jay Tabeka trying to dump it back into the Galaxy zone, but not quite. And then slapped down by someone on Galaxy, presumably a back pass attempt, but nobody was able to collect this. So Caden with it. But a good steal from Furcar, sending it back to his teammate. Back pass, H-Money. Mishandles that disc, possibly bouncing off that object. Does get a stun on the man, but not being chased down as that. The two chains come in from both teams. And now will be Genesis dumping it back into the Galaxy bubble here. It's going to be a race. And it will be H-Money getting there first, but not before Furcar challenges him. And now Chucky Joseph with the disc. But that one getting head-butted away all the way to the other side of the bubble here. It will be Furcar or Grief. Furcar does pick that one up, juking on that shoulder block, gets away from the defender, and then down to Caden, but doesn't quite connect, or excuse me, Azon, but doesn't quite connect on it. And that one gets tapped back out to mid. So now H-Money with the disc, trying to find Furcar on that far side wall there. Furcar slapping that one up towards the bubble area, but no one there to receive it. So will be Grief to pick that one up, trying to clear it out, but not all the way out, back into the hands of H-Money. H-Money going to the near side wall. Here's that Jay Tabeka. Jay Tabeka going cross court to Caden. Caden moving in on the bubble, looking for some sort of pass there, and just lobs it back to that back line. So Jay Tabeka going across to, I believe that's Azon, but Azon not quite connecting on it. And it will be Furcar to send that one out back to mid. H-Money just slapping that one back down to the blue bubble near the goal with the chain. Are they going to be able to do it? They do. Caden now putting his team at 4-0, 3 minutes into round one.
12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Cruising with the Oi. What's going on, Cruising? Pajama rooting for Genesis. As it is Galaxy on the joust, down by 4. Grief with the disc. Just going to take his time, trying to egg that defensive chain or somebody to pull out to him to try to find a favorable position. The chain does get stunned out in that backfield there. Also, that pass to right too, but chain right on that pass. So breaking that one up, it's now into the hands of Caden. Caden going to that near side pass to apparently nobody. Maybe he was hoping for a bounce, but it bounces back into his own hands. Sends it back through again. Looking for H-Money. Does connect. H-Money shooting on an empty net. And oh my goodness, Chucky Joseph maybe missing a grab or something in the backfield there, leaving that goal open just long enough for H-Money to get that one in from 20 meters out. What a shot there from H-Money. Take his team up by 7. And unfortunately, Wit, it does look like your replays are not currently working. Unfortunate. Now it is Galaxy again with the disc. Cyanide looking for that pass over to Furcar. Doesn't connect on it, so it will be a scramble. Furcar sending it into that trap area, so still a scramble, and picked up now by Caden. Caden thrown through the empty net, and he does connect on it from 27 meters out. Caden, 16 meters a second. What a shot from him from that trap area. His left trap. His offensive zone left trap. But it would be the right trap of Galaxy there. So now Galaxy again with the joust advantage, down by 10, 5 minutes into this first round. Pass off to the right tube, doesn't connect, and it will be picked up by Azon after a few stuns around him. H-Money looking for an empty net, doesn't quite connect on it. Very, very close, however. So this picked up by Cyanide. Cyanide just dumping that one out and successfully, moderately successfully into that orange trap area. Picked up by H-Money, sends it back into the blue zone. And we're going to get some bouncing and some up and down clears at the moment. One-on-one for this disc. Good stun there by Chucky Joseph to get that one. Sends it out to mid. And it's picked up by Cyanide. Cyanide sending it all the way down into the Genesis bubble. Is their stack going to be fast enough? Ooh, Chucky Joseph getting stunned out by Jay Tabaka with the halo. Jay Tabaka over to H-Money. H-Money going back to Azon. Azon going to move this one up. Azon down to Jay Tabaka, but he's stunned out by Chucky Joseph. Let's see if he can make something happen here. Goes for that long, deep three, and oh, just wide. So Cyanide coming back up. Gets for the cutting man. Furcar, what a grab there by Jay Tabaka. It sends it back down into the Galaxy Zone. So there will be a chain for it. Goes very close to that goal. Azon there, quick enough. Gets stunned out, but already has the tap on the disc to get it in for that 2. Now up by 12. Genesis is.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
So just under 4 to go in round 1 here. It is Genesis up by 12, currently 0-0 on the series. Grief looking for Cyanide on the ceiling, doesn't connect. That quick chain of Genesis already there to pick it up. Jay Tabaka being challenged from behind, does get the pass off. Is he going to make it happen? He does. Caden from underneath the goal from the feed from Jay Tabaka puts that one in with the hook to go up now by 14. At this pace, we could see a mercy if Galaxy is unable to answer with any goals of their own, as there's still over 3 minutes to go, and it's only 2 goals that are needed. 1 goal a minute, a pace of that. Genesis could find a mercy here. So now Furcar with the disc going to that right tube to Chucky Joseph, immediately stolen there by Azon. Azon just juking around in that tube, making some time, but picked off by Cyanide. Cyanide sends it down into that Genesis bubble. And do they have the speed to get to it? Good stun there. They are, good challenge on goal, but he gets stunned out. And Caden's able to send that one back out into his own trap. And now picked up by Azon, who's going to dump that one deep. So this Cyanide going to Furcar. Furcar looking for a back pass. Trying to hit Chucky Joseph, but 2 in a row now. Doesn't connect. So Azon able to pick that one up. He goes across to Caden. Doesn't connect on the pass. So Jay Tabaka trying to pick that one up, but it's handled by Grief. Grief trying to send it out, but bounces right back in. And Furcar down to Cyanide. Cyanide trying to do some controlled passing to get out of their own zone. Chucky Joseph unable to handle it, so sent back in by H-Money all the way into the bubble. Now Cyanide passing it off to Furcar. Furcar moving it up to Chucky Joseph. Some nice passes here. Chucky Joseph going that near side wall, but no one able to pick that one up. So it goes right into the hands of Jay Tabaka, sends it down back into the Galaxy Zone. We're going to have a race for it. Picked up by Jay Tabaka, just wide of the goal there and bouncing all the way out. Chucky Joseph just going to send that one off into the Genesis Zone. And a quick race, but Genesis gets there with plenty of time to spare. H-Money sending that one up to mid to his man Azon. Azon moves through right, gets stunned out here. But excuse me, no, he stunned someone else out, got the pass of H-Money. H-Money trying for maybe a clear shot / clear pass, but in the hands of Grief, who errant pass, because right back into his hands, so he gets another shot there. And sends it down to Furcar. Furcar look for Chucky Joseph. H-Money there to grab it. H-Money from deep. Oh, very close off that backboard, just wide. So now Furcar looking to handle that disc. Sends it right up into the ceiling. H-Money can't quite grab it. So back in the hands of Furcar, sends it that left tube, but now picked up by, I believe it was Azon. Looking for Caden, doesn't connect. So it will be a little bit of a scramble here for this disc. Caden does get it stunned out, and a couple of stuns there. Cyanide is able to take that one, send it back into the Genesis Zone with only 30 seconds to go. And at this point in the game, I think it is fair to call it for Genesis, as Chucky Joseph looking for a back pass for maybe a stinger opportunity there in the last 30 seconds, but not quite able to. Furcar sending that one back into the bubble with Jay Tabaka, make short work of it, sending it right back down to mid. And now with only 5 seconds to go, this round one is very much in the hands of Genesis.
1. That'll do it for the round. Orange walks away with the W.
And I'll take just a moment to rest the voice as I can feel this right now. So just 2 seconds. So yeah, looking over those game stats right quick. Game high points to Caden with 7, H Money following him up with 5, and then Azone with 2. Excuse me. Assists across the board: 1 to H Money, 2 to Jada Baker, excuse me, and 1 to Caden. And then a couple of save a piece to Jada Baker and Caden. And so yeah, Caden with the most columns without eggs here in this game so far. But not for nothing. You got to save a piece to everybody on Galaxy here, and that's 2 to Grief. So Galaxy doing their best on defense. They have been, excuse me, they've shown some really great signs of moving that disc up the court. They'll usually get 2 to 3 really, really clean passes off, and it's that third or fourth pass that tends to be the one to kind of go a little bit wide, go a little bit short, not find its man. And Galaxy showing a lot of signs of life here, and something I expect if they just continue to improve, they're going to move up once they figure out that there's passing chains. They're gonna start moving up the ranks. Quick order. So very excited to see how they progress as the season goes on. But now we are in game 2 of this series, and it is Genesis now with the disc. And they're going to move it back into the Galaxy zone here, right in the hands of H-Money. H-Money looking for the pass down to Azon, but doesn't quite connect on it. So it'll be Chucky Joseph in his own bubble. Looking for an out pass, goes cross pass to Cyanide. Cyanide going to take his time, goes back to Chucky Joseph. Chucky, again, just considered and well thought out passes here. Very careful, not looking to make any mistakes. Easy, simple pass back to Grief. Grief, they're trying to draw that chain out to make some room for them to move upfield, and they did get a good stun on the chain, but the chain gets back together rather quickly as the man stays on it. So pass down to Chucky, doesn't quite connect. H-Money is already there to pick that one up. Send it back to mid. Cyanide, though, able to get there quick, but under pressure from Azon. Azon's able to come away with that one, send it right back down with the chain from Genesis there. And, ooh, it almost goes in off of that clear. But now H-Money to handle that goes to the pass to Jada Baker. Jada Baker going off of the head of Grief there. Put it in for 2 at first blood in round 2. And, yeah, so a minute and a half in. Genesis up by 2. It's going to be in the hands of Galaxy.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So Galaxy with the joust advantage. You got Grief coming out. Goes with a soft pass up to the big one there to Cyanide. And big in a reference to that block that I don't know the name of. Not at all a reference to Cyanide himself. H-Money going for the shot. And oh my goodness. I don't even know what to say about that one. That was ridiculous. 2 defenders back with the goalie in goal. H-Money 18 meters underhand from 11 meters out. Dings that one over the head of the goalie. That was absolutely stupid in the best way possible. I mean, that was magnificent there. What a magnificent shot from H-Money. You got to give him credit for that one. That was absolutely stunning. So now it is a Cyanide VR with the disc. Again, we're seeing that calm, collected passing here from Galaxy, trying to move this through smoothly. And oh, what a grab there from H-Money, breaking up that smooth passing we were just seeing from Galaxy. Sending it down. They do have a man going deep. They have another man going deep. He is challenged. Chucky Joseph does get it out of his hands. Does ultimately come away with that disc. Goes to that back pass to his goalie there to Cyanide. So Cyanide and Chucky maybe looking for a dribble option. No, they get stunned out. So cross pass to Furcar. Furcar trying to get it up into that tube off of the head of Chucky. Unfortunate, doesn't handle it well enough and does get dumped back into the Galaxy bubble, now taken by Grief. So now Grief moving up. Trying to find Chucky in that right tube, goes right back into his own hands, and so he opts for the dump. So this will be a clear and chase opportunity.
Great
But
pickup by
unfortunately,
Orange.
Galaxy not quite with the speed here against Genesis. As Genesis now with the disc, just going to
Orange
start moving it
clears
out of their
ground in the
zone.
zone.
Pass errant as
Blue
now
team has
taken
the
into the hands
disc.
of Grief.
Blue sends it back
So
the
Grief
other
will send
way.
that one out, and it's able to be wrangled. Oh, as now I understand what Wit was awing about a moment ago, as it does look like the player from Galaxy has dropped here, and it's some unfortunate timing here for the boys on Galaxy. Is only 4 minutes in, they're only down by 2 goals.
Pickup by Blue.
Furcar trying to get that one in, but
Nice.
H1 able to take that one from him. Just trying to see who it was that fell out here. Looks like Chucky Joseph is the man who dropped. As I imagine we're going to see a reset here as 7-0
11,
in favor of
10,
Galaxy.
9,
Excuse me,
8,
7-0 in favor of
7,
Genesis.
6, 5,
I'm not seeing the
4,
reset go out, but I
3,
am noticing that
2,
Galaxy is not in the
1.
tubes. Oh, they did get into the tubes,
Here we go.
and they are coming up for it. We have not seen a reset, but only 2 of them coming out. I'm not really sure what's going on.
Save. Intercepted.
Now the third man out, but not before Azon's able to pop that one in at 5:22.
11, 10.
So there it goes. There we go. The rematch. So it was there. You go. 5:24. And I believe that was 7. Was that 7-0? 9. Okay, so 9. Yeah, 9-0. 5:24. Now the fact that they continued playing on got me nervous for a moment, thinking maybe somebody quit. But no, they actually got that restart going. So hopefully, I will see Chucky Joseph get back here into this game, as they are setting the clock to 6:35. So if they're setting it to 6:35, that would be the 7-0 score. So if they want it to be 9-0, it needs to be set to 5:24. Wit is sending them those messages in the discords that is getting taken care of, presuming that they are reading those messages. But they did play to the 5:24. Excuse me. Oh, I should have muted, but that came too quick. I will mute for just a moment. And if they don't reset that clock to 5:24, we can just do some math here. So what, a minute 11? So the game will effectively be ended if they start. Okay, it looks like they're getting reset now. Message heard loud and clear, boss man. And there we're getting that taken care of as we now wait for Chucky Joseph to get back. Of course. Well, then we can say if something happens in the final 6 seconds that changes the tide of the game. So yeah. So no, yeah, just waiting on hopefully Chucky Joseph can get his stuff in order here and we can get rolling. This is the last game of the night. I'll go ahead and check, see what's going on around the other channel here. Looks like it's a 1-0 series in favor of Team Cookie, who are currently up 11-4 with a minute 20 left to go in this round two, and then a good goal there from Dollar Ranger to take it up 14-4 in this round two between Cookie and Skull Crusaders. Comfortable, probably at this point, to say that Team Cookie will be taking that series into against the Skull Crusaders over on VRML 1. And so this will ultimately be our last game of the evening as we wait on Chucky Joseph to return. But just to go into what's going to be going on tomorrow. Tomorrow, we only actually have a few games that are scheduled relatively late in the week, and they're all in that kind of afternoon, early evening time frame in the NA. And we do have let's see, it's at 3 p.m. Eastern. That's noon Western. We have the European teams Quackheads versus WJHFTB. Then at 4 o'clock Eastern, that's 1 o'clock West, we have Team Cookie versus Team Galaxy. Team Galaxy here today, that team of Grief, Cyanide, Furcar, and Chucky Joseph. And then at a half hour after that, or immediately after that, 4:30 Eastern, that's 1:30 West, Vertigo versus Fusion, a couple of European teams. And that's all we have for Saturday. Excuse me, no, this must have just come in while we were doing streams here tonight. Tomorrow at 6:30 Eastern, we're going to have Guinness versus 6 Foot Over. So that's definitely a matchup I'm excited to watch myself. Hopefully I'll get in on the cast for that one. So yeah, so now we do have 4 games tomorrow, all taking place within about a 4-hour period, starting at 3 p.m. Eastern, which is, I believe it's 8 o'clock London time. That is noon o'clock Western time. I believe it's 9 a.m. New Zealand time, but Sunday. So yeah, so the 3 p.m. Eastern game on Saturday takes place at 9 a.m. Sunday morning in New Zealand, for anybody interested. Which I always find to be mind blowing. I know it's simple, but you know. And hopefully, Powdor brings some of that crowd over here to finish out the evening with us, as they finalize their stream here. And then just still waiting on that Chucky Joseph, but it looks like somebody from, and I noticed this, but I thought maybe it was just someone messing around, but maybe somebody from Genesis now falling off. H Money, J Tabeka, Caden, Azon, who I'm fairly certain has not always gone by the name Azon. I don't know who he used to be, but I'm fairly certain Azon is a recent, relatively speaking, a recent name change. And Redrum asking, what with Galaxy? Wait, is he talking to you? Sorry about. Oh, okay. Oh. Yeah. That's kind of funny. And I do hear someone rejoining. Let's see who it is. Survey says it is Chucky Joseph. So now we are just waiting on, was it Grief to rejoin? No, not Grief, excuse me, Azon to rejoin here. As they continue to just throw the disc around, and maybe they're joking. I don't know. I've had them muted, actually. I actually could have probably gotten some more information had I unmuted them going into this restart. I realize now. They're currently asking if there are time limits to timeouts, Wit, and neither was I. I think it was 5 minutes. Yeah, it's a restart. Okay. What does it sound like? And yeah, Azon did just rejoin. And Flaming Flamingo dropping in, asking how was the game I just joined. Game so far has been very much in the favor of Genesis. They did take round 1 by a score of not 0-0, even though that's what it currently says in the stream. But I can't remember off the top of my head what that score was. I think it was something like 14-4, somewhere in there. Unfortunately, usually I will reference the stream when I forget numbers. But yeah, so we are starting now with, I believe it's 5 minutes and 24 seconds to go in this round. This is in fact round 2. Round 1 going to Genesis. Ignore round 1 of 3. This is round 2 of 3. Genesis up by 9. It looks like the disc is incidentally going to start at mid, so it looks like they're going to go ahead and race for it. Taken handily by Genesis here, as they were more prepared, presumably more prepared for the fact that the disc was starting at mid. So we'll be taken by Furcar. Furcar right in the hands of H Money. H Money loses it. Chucky trying to, chase that one down, but can't quite. So now J Tabaka with H Money 2-on-1 against the goalie here. And Jay Tabaka opting to go straight one-on-one, head-to-head against that goalie while his teammates head off to the side. And excuse me, what a save there by the goalie. I didn't quite catch that. I believe that it's Grief. Now H-Money trying to draw the defense out, maybe run the clock a little bit. Getting that pass up to Jada Baker. Jada Baker going to move on in. Currently unchallenged. He's going to take his time. Goes to the cut pass to H-Money, but just a little bit behind. Doesn't connect on it. And Cyanide is able to send them back out into the Genesis zone.
Possession moves to orange team. Oh, not this time.
So now H-Money with the disc.
Orange sends
Looking
it
to
back
maybe there was a shot attempt or not sure how to call it, but we can all. I do believe that was that whole play there was intentional. Send that one deep to bounce off that wall for someone to get down there quickly, as Azon did. Send that one in. So well played there from Genesis. Now go up by 11 with just under 4 minutes to go. So now Grief with the disc. Grief moving up, goes to that left tube to Cyanide. Cyanide, quick steal from by Jay Tabaka. Now Jay taking that one, sending it in at the empty net. Dinging it just off the side of the post there. Goes up, but right back in the hands of H-Money. H-Money, big stun on Cyanide. H-Money, juking the chain. Coming all the way in one-on-one with the goalie, and he's able to freeze the goalie out and get that one in for 2. What a drive there from H-Money, taking all 4 of the players from Galaxy on by himself, juking 3 and stunning 1. So now we'll be Galaxy again with the joust advantage. 3 minutes to go. Pass down to Cyanide. Cyanide going up to Furcar. Furcar looking for Chucky in that right tube. Does get it there, so Chucky's going to move on in. He's currently unchallenged as that chain relinks in that backfield. They come in, and now defense is setting up. Chucky Joseph looking for, really wants to send that one up to Furcar. Defense is not going to let him. So he goes for Cyanide. And doesn't connect on it. But what a steal there by Chucky. Chucky trying to send that one out. Picked up now by Furcar. Furcar getting it. Dinging it off the post. And now picked up by Cyanide. Cyanide trying to make something happen off the backboard. And he does. Pulls the goalie out. Is able to put it in for 2. What a great sequence there from Galaxy. Not giving up on that disc. Recovering every single bounce. And just, you give anybody enough opportunities, they're going to get it in. And they did there. Now down by 11. Unfortunately for Galaxy with just over 2 minutes to go. So now to Jay Tabaka sending it up to Caden. Caden going up to the ceiling to, I believe that is, it was at H-Money, but doesn't quite connect on it. So now it's Furcar able to wrangle that one in. I'm just going to send it out, or excuse me, up to Chucky. Chucky going back past the Cyanide. Cyanide back to presumably looking for Furcar, but doesn't connect on it. But Furcar does ultimately get it. Back to Cyanide. Cyanide going left tube to Grief. And big head steal from Jay Tabaka. Jay Tabaka now looking at an empty net. He takes the shot off the shield. Doesn't quite connect on it. And it's picked up now by Chucky Joseph. Chucky going cross past the Cyanide. Cyanide going looking for that right tube area to Furcar, but doesn't connect on it. And it looks like we did have a drop from a player on Genesis here. H-Money, Jay Tabaka, Caden. Azon is out of the game currently, so it's 3-on-4 in favor of Galaxy as Genesis moving in on the goal. Great shot there, but goes just high over the goal. Grief trying to get hands on it. Cyanide now sends it out right to that left tube area, all the way down into the Genesis zone. Is Galaxy going to be able to take advantage of this here? Chucky Joseph trying to get there, but can't quite. H-Money's getting there first. With the stun. The chain does come in fast. But doesn't get it out, and so Jay Tabaka sends that one out into the blue zone. And what a bounce! Goes very close to the goal, but not quite. So now a cross pass doesn't quite connect, but it will be H-Money with the disc with only 30 seconds to go. This game is comfortably in the hands of Genesis as they move in for another shot here. Jay Tabaka trying to go off that backboard, hits that cone. Hits the cone instead. It comes right back out. And so with 15 seconds to go, both teams just kind of tossing the disc around at this point. Just don't want the other team to get any more stats here as they move through. Maybe going to try to get a last moment stinger Sign out a couple more passes. And that will be it. Is the end of round 2. The screen says round 1, and that's just because of how the restart happened. This is the end of round 2, and it does go to Genesis. Genesis taking the series in 2 over this team of Galaxy. And well played by both teams, both playing it out end to end from start to finish, neither letting up until the fat lady had sung, and sung she has. And yeah, this was our last matchup for the day. I guess no, stats already reset, so no stats to really go over. Azon unfortunately was never able to get back into the game here. So yeah, I'm not going to keep us for very long. We already went over what the games are going on tomorrow. This was our last game for the night. So yeah, I guess that'll do it for us here tonight at VRML. I've been SirDimwi. That was Wit on the cams. And everybody have a very, very good, very, very safe, very, very fun Friday evening.